All right, so continuing with the homework, this is Tuesday. This is number 6. It says, what is 5% of 120? So, if you guys remember, there's something you need to remember about percentages. It's percent over 100 equals is over of. So percent over 100 equals is over of. So let's see what information we have. So we have a percent. We sure do. It says 5%. So I'm going to put that on top of 100. Because percents are always out of 100. And that's going to be equal to... Now, do we know our is or our of? Let's look back at the sentence here. Let's see what we got. It says of 120. Of 120, which means of, or 120 is going to be down here. That's our of. So what do we have for x? We don't know, right? So there's a couple different ways you can do this. The way you probably learned in our class was you cross cancel or you cross multiply. So 100 times x is 100x. That's going to be equal to whatever this is. What's 5 times 120? Let's do it on the side real quick. All right. 5 times 120 is 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10, right? And 5 times 1 is 5 plus the one I brought up the first time. So it's a very ugly, because I am typing and it's kind of looking kind of ugly. It's an ugly 600 there. All right, so now we have 600 on this side. So the whole goal of this is to get x by itself. So in order to do that, I have to divide by the number that's next to x. In this case, it is... What number is next to x? Say it with me, people. Come on, anybody out there? 100. Thank you. So we're going to divide by 100 here. And we will, once I can get my mouse in the right spot. What is going on here? There we go. And we'll also divide by 100 here. That becomes super easy because, let me see here, because these cross cancel, right? 100 divided by 100, it's just going to give me my x by itself. And I'll let you do the rest. 600 divided by 100. You have your answer. Should be pretty easy. All right, number 7 says write an algebraic expression g less than 45. So there's a big rule when we come across the word less than, right? Oh, I blocked it. What if I can make that thinner? There you go. What we're gonna do is think of Yoda terms. Yoda, you say? So Master Yoda, he always talks backwards, right? And what he would be saying, he says g less than 45. Or g less than 45. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip these words around. Right? Because this is a Yoda term, the less than. We're going to say 45 minus g. That's how we do this one. I'm only giving you this answer one time. Next time you guys are on your own. Think Yoda. Think of writing that backwards. All right, number 8 says, what is the volume of a cube with the side length of 3 inches? Well, if our one side is 3 inches and it's a cube, all sides are even, right? So it's going to be 3 to the 3rd power. I'll let you guys finish that one off. Number 9 says find the unknown value in the pair of equivalent fractions. So the unknown item, it would be that question mark, right? We don't know what that is. If I can stretch this out. Ooh, it looks blurry. So 1 over 9 and then question mark over 72. So all we need to do, and actually let me make this neater. So we need to figure out, since we have an equal sign here, we know that these two fractions are equal. So can 9 go into 72 evenly? Well, think, 9 times what equals 72? Once you figure that out, you just times that top number, your numerator, by the same number, and you'll have your answer. Essentially, you're just answering 9 times what equals 72. Whenever you get that, you time to by that number. All right. And last but not least, number 10. Students in the grade. 95% of students are going on the field trip. How many students are not going? So let's see what information we have. Again, it's percent over 100 equals is over of, right? Let's figure out what information we have. Well, we know it's always going to be out of 100 because percents are always out of 100. So do we have our percent in this equation? There are 300 students in the grade. 95% of them are going. So we have 95%. Are 300 students in the grade. So remember, is over of is also the same as part over whole. So do we have the whole class? Like, is the whole grade 300 students? Or that's just part of the grade? There are 300 students in the grade. That's the whole, right? So we know that this is 300 down here. And these are equal to each other. Now, an easy way to do that is to figure out 100 times what equals 300. You know, that's times 3. So I'm going to times this by 3. And you're going to get a number here. That's going to be our 95% though. And we're not trying to figure out how many students are going. We want to figure out how many students are not going. So once you figure out that number, you're going to have to subtract it, or you're going to have to subtract it from 300 to figure out how many are not going. Let me highlight this because we're looking for are not going. That's the key there. So helping you pretty significantly here. Hopefully you guys can figure out the rest. All right, that's number 10. If you don't, ask a question tomorrow and we'll hopefully be able to answer it for you. All right, that's it for Tuesday.